I was thinking about how can I encourage you today? And as I was praying about it, I was thinking about the time that the disciples were establishing this new church. It was a scary time, a tumultuous time. There was persecution. They didn't know what tomorrow was going to look like, the next week, the next month. It reminds us a little bit of right now. And in that season, there was a lot that was going on that they just really didn't have control over. But they saw something really powerful. Now, these were people, fishermen and tax collectors, that weren't really educated, but now they were leading a movement that was incredible. And they were uneducated, but God was using them in a really mighty way. Now, the Jewish leaders said, don't talk about Jesus. They were told not to, but they decided we're still going to do it. That's what we are called to do, is give hope and love and life. So they did. And there was a time that John and Peter actually went and found somebody who needing healing. They healed him. They told him about Jesus' love, and this person now is a follower of Jesus because of them. And John and Peter get called in front of the Sanhedrin. They were mad, and they were influential, and they were powerful, and they were educated. They were intimidating. But Peter and John actually had an incredible response. And this is the reaction of the Sanhedrin to the response of confidence and authority that these men had. You can join with me in Acts chapter 4, verse 13. It says, "Now when the men of the Sanhedrin, which was the Jewish high court, saw the confidence and boldness of Peter and John, and grasped the fact that they were uneducated and untrained ordinary men, they were astounded and began to recognize that they had been with Jesus. And seeing the man who had been healed standing there with them, they had nothing to say in reply." When you have leaders of this magnitude who go speechless, that says that they've really been shaken. Guys, there's a lot that we could talk about in this, but the real big thing that stands out to me and the encouragement that I want for you is that you may be in a season and in a situation that you're really not educated or trained or equipped to handle. None of us know what coronavirus is going to be for us. None of us have been educated to really be an expert in that. But even if you end up in a situation like that, the most important thing is being a person who has been with Jesus. See, the disciples, John and Peter, when they were there, the distinguishing characteristic was that they were men who had been with Jesus. They were able to have such incredible authority and confidence and boldness, not because of their own strength or wisdom, but because they were with a God. They had confidence in Jesus and who He was, and His ability to carry them through any situation. They had the Holy Spirit living in them. Guys, we are a family. If we have accepted Christ in our hearts, we have the Holy Spirit living in us, and we have a power that is different than the rest of the world. We don't have to fear the same things. We have the same unknowns. We have some big, scary unknowns in front of us, maybe. But we have a God who is powerful and who can lead us through that. And you know what? His promise is that He who began a good work in you, that's God, will be faithful to complete it. He's the one who is transforming us to be these amazing people. And with that, when we go out in His love and do the things He's called us to do, then we're going to see other people around us who are transformed by the miracles and the power of God. Just like they saw that man before them who was healed, and the Sanhedrin, they had nothing to say. Guys, let us be people, men and women, not known for our accolades and our accomplishments and awards, but men and women who are known for being with Jesus. In this time of isolation, let's not give up getting close to God. That is one of the greatest things that we can do. That's why we're spending some of the time doing this, so that we can grow closer to one another, but more importantly, that we grow closer to God. I want to be known as a man who was close to God.